Hello friends and welcome to this video. We are having the 14th topic from our chapter 2. The chapter is titled as Multi-Rate Digital Signal Processing to learn our subject Advanced Digital Signal Processing. So after completion of the various fundamentals those we are covered in the first chapter, that it was digital spectrum. Here we are learning the multi-rate digital signal processing, and for the same the two very important operations of multi-rate DSP we are learned. Those are interpolation, and next to that it was decimation. We have also practiced these operations using the MATLAB environment for the signal. So various types of or the various values of integer factors we have used for interpolation and decimation. In the previous video, we have learned the topic multi-stage interpolation. So increasing the number of stages carrying out the repeated decimation and the interpolation will again enhance the efficiency of the system here. So in that regard, here we are going to have the topic that is titled multi-stage decimation. So let us begin to see what are the details of multi-stage decimation. So here we start with our topic titled multi-stage decimation here. So basically multi-stage decimation is used for reduction into the anti-aliasing filter length here. So this is the very important point, because of which there it is a great significance of using multi-stage decimation in the design of multi-rate digital signal processing systems here. So for example, to understand the multi-stage decimation, we shall analyze the case of two-stage decimator here. The block schematic for two-stage decimator here we visualize. So here you see the input signal, it is denoted x of n, whereas the corresponding output signal will be generated after the multi-rate signal processing, that it will be denoted by y of m here. So the sampling rate or the input before entering the system, it will be denoted by fs here. Now there are two stages as we have just now talked about. So in the stage number 1, we have here anti-aliasing filter with the filter function denoted as capital H1 of Z, followed by the decimation factor, here it is capital M1. So the result of the xn that is processed by the stage 1 of this two stage decimator is that the sampling rate has gone changed to fs divided by capital M1. So next to that we follow the step 2 here, or the stage 2 here. So in the stage 2 we have another anti-aliasing filter with the transfer function denoted h2 of z here, whereas m2 is the decimation factor here. So the overall effect onto the sampling rate, there it is fs divided by the multiplication of m1 from the first stage, here it is, and m2 from the second stage here. So in general we can denote it as fs divided by capital M here. Now with respect to this two stage decimator here, we are having the total decimation factor as just now discussed, that is denoted by capital M. So capital M is simply the multiplication of capital M1 and capital M2 here. Now let us see the procedure for a two-stage case that can be extended to general type of the multi-stage cases in the similar manner if we have. So understanding of the two-stage decimation process will be enough, and that we can apply to any number of stages. That is why the title here multi-stage decimation here. Now the analysis for the two-stage decimator here we make into the spectrum here, or into the frequency domain here. So let us visualize the spectral analysis diagram here. So as this is spectral analysis diagram, here we have frequency in terms of hertz on the horizontal axis marked with the various values increasing from left to that of the right hand side here. Now you see there it is the use of anti-aliasing filter as we discussed for the stage 1, that is operating at the sampling rate. Initially it was fs here. Now here it is the plot. You see, this is the plot for the anti-aliasing filter here, and as you see, here we have the filter images. Those have been removed in the future stages. They have been first of all shown to be prevented by h1 of z here. And if you see the markings here, this is the final stop band frequency range denoted with fs divided by twice m here. And whereas at this particular point we have fs divided by 2 here, so this particular portion has been removed by h1 of z here. And this was actually the image after the decimation at stage 1, so a complete removal that has been made here. And the another image before the decimation at stage 1 is also shown here. So here we have fs here. So here the formulation for stop band frequency age at the stage 1 is shown in this particular illustration here. Now in the similar fashion for the stage 2 multi-stage decimation, the lower frequency age of the first image developed after the stage 2 downsampling as shown. Here it is formulated as fs divided by m1 into m2 minus fs divided by twice capital M. So that is equal to fs divided by twice m here. So it is evident in the two-stage decimation scheme, the subband frequency range for the second anti-aliasing filter at the stage number 2 should be from fs divided by twice m to fs divided by twice m1. Now let us have the summarization of the specifications for the two-stage decimation analysis. One by one we have the different parameters here. So the first parameter is the passband frequency range. So let us say for example in summarization we have the passband frequency range from 0 to fp here, whereas the stop band frequency range is fs divided by m1 to fs divided by twice m to we have fs divided by 2 here. Then next to this we have passband ripple denoted by del p divided by 2, where this del p is the combined absolute ripple on passband, and the stop band attenuation can be denoted by ds. Sometimes you can denote it by simply ds or del s. So like this. Similarly for the passband ripple, the ripple can be denoted by del p divided by 2 here. Now we have all these particular filter requirements initially for the stage 1 of the two-stage decimation scheme here. Next to that we have stage 2 as well. So for filter requirements for stage 2 we have the parameters specified to the values. First of all, passband frequency range 0 to fp. Then stop band frequency range, we have fs divided by the multiplication of m1 and m2 minus fs by twice m to fs by twice m1. Then the passband ripple value is del p divided by 2, where del p is the combined absolute ripple on the passband, and stop band attenuation is denoted by del s here. So with respect to these parameters here, let us solve one simple problem that will take your practice for the analysis concerning the multi-stage decimation here. So here we start with one problem statement here. Now for the multi-stage decimation, the problem statement start as determine the anti-aliasing FIR filter lengths and the cutoff frequencies for the two-stage decimeter with the following specifications and the block diagram. So along with the use of the following specification, we have to also explain the things with respect to a block schematic here. So here we have the given information. Original sampling rate, that is denoted by fs, the value is 240 kilohertz, whereas audio frequency range is 0 to 3400 hertz. Next to that we have the ripple value of passband. denoted by del P, that is equal to 0.05. Here it is the absolute value. Then the stop band attenuation, this ripple is shown by del S here. This is equal to 0.005. This is again the absolute value. Next to that, the FIR filter design using the window method is concerned, and new sampling rate is denoted by F suffix Sm, that is equal to 8 kilohertz here. So we first of all begin with the help of the block schematic here. You see the block schematic. So in the block schematic, as expected, on the left hand side we are providing the input as the signal x of n here, for which the multi-stage decimation is to be carried out, and initially here we have 240 kilohertz. Then we have the stage 1 shown with the help of the dashed line here, that will have the value of the frequency 24 kilohertz. Then there it is stage 2, again shown with the help of dashed line covering the two blocks here, that will finally result into the value 8 kilohertz here, and the output signal is denoted by y of m here. So each stage here, as we have the two stages, stage 1 and stage 2, is having the anti-aliasing filter denoted by h of z in general. For the first stage it is h1 of z, and for the second stage it is h2 of z, and then we have the decimation factor, that is m1 and m2, to have reduction into the sampling rate here. So for this example, here we write capital M is equal to, we put the values 240 kilohertz at the input divided by 8 kilohertz at the output stage here. So this division, this ratio of the frequency values, sampling rates here, is equal to 30, that we can resolve into the two components, 10 and that of the 3. So 10 threes is equal to 30 here. So here we can choose one combination, that m1 is equal to the value 10 and m2 is equal to the value 3 here. So now again coming back to the block schematic here. So we have the two stages. So xn we feed as input to the stage 1, where there it is anti-aliasing filter with the filter function h1 of z, and there it follows the decimation factor 10 here. So 10 is the value of m1. Then after this much of decimation by stage 1, we have the stage 2 anti-aliasing filter denoted by h2 of z, and after it there it is the another component of the decimation factor, that it is m2, the value is 3 here. So after the stage 2 we get ym here. So this is what the stage 1, the filter with the decimation factor m1, and then another anti-aliasing filter and the decimation factor m2 here. So it will work here. Now below this there it is the representation of the spectral analysis, in short, or h1 of z and h2 of z, the nature of the filter functions into the frequency domain here. So let us have the filter specifications for the first stage anti-aliasing filter denoted by h1 of z here. So here we have the pass band frequency range 0 to 3400 hertz. Then passband ripples, here we compute 0.05 divided by 2, so that value becomes 0.025. So here we have, in terms of decibels, if you write ds in decibels, we need to make 20 into log to the base 10 of, in the bracket here we have 1 plus del p here. So if you substitute the value of del p to be 0.025, it comes with the answer in decibels 0.212 decibels here. Next to the passband ripple information, we require the stop band frequency range. So this frequency range is 20,000 to 1,20,000 in hertz here, whereas the stop band attenuation is equal to 0.005. So in terms of decibels, if we convert, so this is equal to negation of the 20 log to the base 10 of ds, it becomes 46 decibels here. And here the selection of the filter type is FIR filter type along with Hamming window here. So now the lower stop band age we can determine in the following steps here. So here we write F suffix stop concerning the stop band age here. So that is equal to Fs divided by M1 minus Fs divided by twice M. So if you substitute the values, the first term it will be 2,40,000 divided by 10 minus the second term is again 2,40,000 in the numerator divided by 2 into 30 here. So this becomes 20,000 hertz. Now we compute delta F here. So delta F is nothing but F stop band minus F pass band divided by the Fs here. So when we put the values, it becomes 20,000 minus 3,400 divided by 2,40,000. The value comes out to be 0.06917. So utilizing this value of delta F, we can further make the computation for the length of the filter and the corresponding cutoff frequency. So the determination goes with the step. Here we write capital N is equal to 3.3 divided by delta F. So from the previous equation, we can put the value of delta F to be 0.06917 and the value of capital N will be equal to 47.7 here. So after this, we require the value of Fc here. So let us have the selection of the capital N to be rounded to the value n is equal to, let us take it to be 49 here. So Fc is equal to F pass plus F stop divided by 2. So it becomes 20,000 added by 3,400. This summation is divided by 2. So it results into the value 11,700 hertz here. So now come to the filter specifications for the second stage here. So the second stage anti-aliasing filter is denoted by H2 of Z here. So here we require passband frequency range from 0 to 3,400 hertz. Passband ripples that it is 0.05 divided by 2. So that it is 0.025 in terms of decibels as we have computed it earlier. The value in decibels is 0.212, whereas the stop band frequency range is 4,000 to 12,000 hertz and the stop band attenuation is 0.005. In decibels we have computed it to the value 46 decibels here. And again the filter type will be of the finite impulse response FIR filter along with the use of Hamming window here. Now in this concern, the delta F, as we know the formulation, that is equal to F stop minus F pass divided by Fs further multiplied by M1 here. So here we have 4,000 minus 3,400 divided by 24,000. So the value comes 0.025. Now the length of the filter and the cutoff frequency are to be determined here. So first of all, length of the filter can be denoted by capital N. So it is equal to 3.3 divided by delta F. The delta F value from the above step, that is 0.025, we can substitute into the denominator and the value comes to be 132. Whereas now selecting the value of capital N, the round is 133 and Fc can be given as we have F pass plus F stop divided by 2. So 4,000 plus 3,400 divided by 2. So this is equal to 3,700 hertz here. So from all these things we can say that the verification can be there for the case by using only one stage with a decimation factor of capital M is equal to the value is equal to 13. Using the Hamming window for the FIR filter, the resulting number of taps we can have 1321 and the cutoff frequency will be 3700 Hertz. So therefore, such a filter requires a huge number of computations and causes a large delay during implementation compared with the two-stage case here. So here we conclude our topic multi-stage decimation. By the next lecture, we shall continue into the same chapter for multi-rate digital signal processing, and the topic it will be polyphase decomposition. Thank you.